Hey guys, we're back, and this is my finished product here. Nice and clean, looks great. Want to get a good close look at the edges there. Hopefully you can see that really well. This is what I ended up with. Is it durable? It's absolutely durable. Super strong. It's like I said, if I mentioned it in the other video, it's not coming back off. You'd have to take a razor blade and chop it or destroy the case to get it off. Slides in and off. I'll put a couple of shots of the car holder. It's not the one in my truck. It's actually the one for my iPhone 12 mini. So it's going to look ridiculous on there, but that's basically same style of holder. And then also with this off, it does wirelessly charge, no problem. So pretty comfortable in the hand. This is not that sharp, it's not that comfortable, but overall, not bad. If you want to throw it in your pocket. If you're wearing sport pants, that kind of thing, it does stick. The edges catch a little bit, I noticed that. Otherwise, if you're wearing like carpenter pants or work pants or something, not bad at all. If you're a professional, this probably wouldn't be the setup for you if you were wearing like nice dress pants. These corners here, these edges would catch. I don't know if you could shave those down a little bit or not, but for work pants, it was great. And then it didn't catch at all with the pin actually in there because it kind of covered up the corners. A little awkward, but the more I use this, so this was Cure last night. It was good to go last night, so I popped it on, and I've been using it all day today in just about every fashion that I could. And though I think this is way better than on the side with the floppy cover. The other thing, if you didn't notice it, is when you unfolded it with the floppy cover, it stuck out an additional. It just made it so big, so big. Now this is way better. However, I don't really like it in my pocket. I don't like holding it. It's not bad. It's not preferable. And the reason for that is because I'm a note user. So if I had never used a note phone, then I might be like, oh, this is great. I got this here and it doesn't bother me at all. Or, hey, if you're an OtterBox user, great. But I'm not. So what I ended up doing for the last couple hours is I took it off and I just used it as is. This is the way to use this phone because this is not a note. So it brings me into my next point. So yes, I've done this modification. It's good to go. This I think is way better than the way it was. And tomorrow my Amazon case will come with the front piece, so then I'll have front and back protection. But I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not going to use this. But let me explain a couple of things. Because now I feel like this here rolls me into the difference between using a note and the fold. In my opinion, the fold is a fold. It is not a note. I don't care what they sell to go along with it. This does not make this a note. If you are a note user and you're 90% stylus, 10% candy bar user, this is not going to be for you. Why? Because there's just no good setup here. This is better, but it's not a note. It's not click, pull your pin out. Come on. It's just not. I am more of a 90% candy bar user, 10% stylus. Now, in that 10%, it's stuff that I can't get away from. So I need the stylus. When I'm doing, as I mentioned in my other videos, bill of sales, QuickBooks, and then other documents I use for work, I need the stylus, okay? And most importantly, with the stylus, when I'm putting thumbnails together or taking screenshots of appliances, model numbers, part numbers, and I can highlight that part number and make it, I can extract it, so copy and paste it into a website and track down my part numbers. Man, it's invaluable. I love it. That's why I'm a note user. However, I don't do that enough that I can't get along with something like this. Or heck, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. This is gonna go on my desk at work, and I'm gonna put that carbon fiber case that Samsung sells on here. That's how I'm gonna rock it. That's just how I'm gonna use it. I will probably never use this again. This is better, but it still sucks. And that sucks, but that's just the way it is, man. So my opinion, don't buy this. Don't buy this unless you're a OtterBox user and you like big, thick, clunky cases and stuff. Don't do any of this. Just stay away from this. Just buy the pen and put it where, you know, you won't forget it, hopefully, and use it when you need to. Otherwise, if you have a Note 20, stick with the Note 20 or Ultra. I'm gonna keep this. Now I have my Note 20 Ultra, but like I said, the stylus part, it's not enough for me to say, well, it's not gonna work. I have to have that stylus 24/7. I don't. So I'm gonna keep this. There's quite a few of you guys. Thank you, by the way, for all the comments and all the views. I had no idea that people would be so interested in this. But there's quite a few of you that said, stick with the Note. Stick with the Note 20. Because there's too much compromise. Now I get that, and there was a lot of back and forth, because here's what they're not going to tell you watching all the other videos. There is a huge compromise, okay? Your cameras compared to the Note 20 Ultra, they don't suck, but they kind of suck comparatively. And even more so with the 21 Ultra if you have that, okay? So compromise. The outside screen, smaller, no note usage, compromise. All right. There are several other things. If you've researched this at all, you know. I don't know if you guys know this. I did, but on the Note 20 Ultra, if that's what you have now, and you have Samsung Pay, and you're using that on things that don't accept Samsung Pay, like Walmart, several other stores, this can't do that. Okay. Even the S21 lineup can't do that. The Note 20 Ultra is the last phone that could do that. So compromise, several compromises. However, you've got to understand that the Note 20 Ultra is a polished candy bar foam product that has gone through, however many generations, like 12 generations of perfection. And it is a perfected candy bar foam with a stylus. That's what it is. Unfortunately, I think it's on its way out, and that's the last gen. So, if you're a die-hard Note user, keep that Note 20 Ultra and use it till you just can't use it anymore, because I believe they're going to phase it out. And what I think we'll have 4 or 5 years down the road is you will have this device. You're going to have it smaller. You're going to have it dust-proof. You're probably going to have some combination of 4 speakers on it, and you're going to get the Click S Pen. I think it's coming. It's coming down the road. So what this is here, this is really a second generation foldable for Samsung, and it's still a baby. It's a baby, like they're doing a good job with it. They're starting to integrate this stuff without pissing off all the Note users, and if I were like I said, if I were 90% stylus and 10% candy bar, I'd be pissed if this was my upgrade option, man, because the other is such a perfected device. Now this is a baby device. It's still, dare say call it a toddler maybe, but it's really good for what it is. We have some compromises, but come on, you got this big screen. It looks so good. I have grown to love this fingerprint sensor over here. So I have this finger, thumb, and then even when I grab it here, this finger. So I really like this. I was never really a fan of the screen because I found that half time it didn't work anyway. One other thing, this camera on the inside, worthless. In my opinion, they should have just completely not put that in there and gave me the full screen with never a punch there. I took some pictures and maybe I'll put them up. They're kind of silly, but worthless, absolutely worthless, especially if there's a fingerprint on there. Terrible gimmick. Which is sad to say, but it's why I didn't keep the laptops that they put out this year. The Galaxy Books Pro and 360. I tried both of them and ultimately came down to that camera, worthless. On this as well as on that. Come on, Samsung. What the hell are you doing, man? Anyway, so this phone, excellent phone. But being a Note user, I've had, ever since the original Note, I've had a Note. And my business solution here is... I don't have it on me, but I have a iPhone 12 mini. So small. It's my personal. I keep all my personal stuff, personal pictures, music. All that completely separate from my business stuff, because when I put a washer and dryer set up for sale, I take at least 10 pictures. And a lot of times leading up to that washer and dryer sale, there's several screenshots, there's additional pictures of parts maybe I need to replace. So, you know, and sometimes I list 7 sets a week. That is a ton of pictures, over 100 pictures a week for work stuff. And I don't want it all mixing in. So this device is gonna work great for that, because if you have it closed, there's no compromise, basically no compromise on your camera here. Yes, there's a compromise on my camera here, but for washer and dryer pictures, who cares, you know? Probably, if this were my daily driver for all things personal, pictures of my kids, probably wouldn't have switched to it. So that's my honest opinion of this phone. It's excellent, and because I use it for work, and I don't rely on it for everything that I do, I'm gonna keep it. Because the trade-off here, so I talked about all the things that you're compromising giving up, but what you're getting into is a new technology, okay? Every time they reset something and go with a new idea, you have to make compromises because the technology is growing. I mean, if I held up an original Note or even a Note 2 to this thing, you'd be like, oh my God, who would use that? But back in the day, man, I was so excited about that Note 2, and you know, before I did appliances, I sold phones for 15 years. So if it sounds like I know what I'm doing, even though you're like, oh, this guy does appliances, how the hell does he know what he's talking about? Well, I used to be a phone guy. I used to be a tech geek with all of the phone stuff, Apple, Android. I'm not biased. I use both. I love both. So, you know, when it comes to knowing these phones, for me personally now, I pretty much go top end with everything. This is as top end as you can get with this new technology, and that's where I want to be at. The same way I was with the Note 2, where a lot of people said that was stupid, you know, the original Note. Oh, that's dumb, it's big, it's clunky. Yeah, but it was great, it was functional with the S Pen, and now we've seen the S Pen grow to be amazing. It works really well. Same thing with this, okay? So if you want to get in on this technology, this is where it's at, and it's cool, and it's not as good as the Note 20 Ultra for a Note. It's not. If you want a Galaxy Note Fold, this is it right here, and I think this is as close as you're gonna get. So if you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, I can get down with that, and then I'll have a Note and a Fold all in one, great, good for you. This is a great setup. It's not bad at all. It's really not. One thing I will warn you about though, yeah, maybe it's just mine, but it wasn't like that when I first bought it. But now it flops out pretty darn easily, so might keep that in mind. Maybe I don't know, there's other options. I didn't even look into it. This is $50. This was $80, so I just went this route. Something to keep in mind. You're probably never going to take your phone and hi-ya it like that. So with the phone in it, no, it's good. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's it. My finished product here. It does give it a little bit of a raise. I don't know how well you can see the raise there, but yeah, it does give it a little bit of a raise. Without it on there, it's not bad at all. Tiny bit of a raise. I like it. If I know that I'm going to be using this like all day, if I have just all day listing stuff, and I might throw this on there and use it. Maybe I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to like throw it away or anything. I mean, it's excellent for what it is. But I can tell you 90% of the time I'm gonna have that carbon fiber very slim case on it, because man, that is sharp. And as I've used this today, I've said, this is great, I love this. I mean, it's so thin, especially when you're here. When you're watching YouTube videos, I took my Note 20 and held it up exactly the same. This is actually a little bit smaller, but there's no notch when you're watching the videos. So there's your trade-off. I mean, a tiny bit smaller. Basically the same, but no camera notch over here, which used to drive me nuts. So I like it. It's a good trade-off for me. That's what I think of it. If this is where I was at, no, I have to have the S Pen. I have to have it. So this is my Galaxy Note Fold. Nope, I would have stuck with my Galaxy Note 20, and I would have rode that thing out till they forced me to quit using it. So that's my opinion, guys. Take it, leave it. Hopefully it helps some of you out if you're still trying to make the buying decision. I'd say good luck with it. Whether you keep the Note 20 Ultra or you go this route, if you get a good enough deal, either way, keeping it, you're going to save money keeping it and not upgrading, or you're going to get a good deal like I did upgrading to it. Either way, they're excellent. Both of them, excellent products. just hang out with what you got, or go ahead and upgrade whatever suits your needs. Hopefully that helps somebody. A lot of you guys are probably not appliance people, but if you ever need help with your appliances, I'm starting to post up a lot of videos on how to repair them for free or for cheap. Keep those appliances running. So if you want to like and subscribe to my channel, then that'd be great. I'd really appreciate that, especially if you found this useful. You know, I might do a few more videos as more stuff comes out for this. I typically always get the new phones, the high-end phones, when they come out. So I might start doing a few more of these, because if there's one person that's like, oh, this could be better, and I'm going to chop it and modify it, I do that all the time, and it drives my wife nuts. But if it helps some people out, maybe I'll keep doing it. Otherwise, if you ever need appliance help in the future, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and you'll get that help. I've helped a lot of people out, and I'm going to continue to do so. Keep those appliances running, keep them from being crunched up and thrown into the ground. So it's a good cause, no matter which way you look at it. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, guys. Thanks, and you guys have a great day.